Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. My name is Sean. This is UCM Pigs. And today, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, we're going to be doing a little preventative maintenance on my 2016 Ultra Classic down here in the pig pen, and it is living up to its name. This place is a wreck. But before we get started, let me remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always on my channel, if you don't feel like typing words, just leave me an emoji. Let me know you're here. I would greatly appreciate that. So we're going to be replacing the fuel filter on my bike. I picked this fuel filter up on Amazon for about $6. I know some people have their feelings on Amazon parts. We're going to give it a shot. You could probably get one from Harley-Davidson around $25, you know, with the Harley tax. But it's a filter, it's just a paper filter, and it comes with the rubber seal that you need when you insert it into the cup. Now, Harley-Davidson recommends doing this maintenance every 100,000 miles. That seems a bit excessive to me. I've watched other people do this, and the filters are pretty dirty. I mean, most of us don't even own a bike up to 100,000 miles. We're going to push new LMA to 100,000. I bought her in 2018. She's a 2016. She had 8,000 miles on it. We're about 61,000 miles, and I can guarantee this filter has never been replaced. Because when I bought the bike, it was bone, stock, unmolested. I'm sure whoever bought it probably just rode it, took it to the dealer for service, put gas in it, and just enjoyed it for the 8,000 miles they had it. Since then, I've done a lot with it. But we're going to go ahead and replace this filter. Now, there's some tools you're going to need. If you can't see here, we'll zoom in a minute. I've already removed the seat, the left saddlebag, and the panel down here, because we're going to need to remove that 50 amp fuse down there and kill the power while we're working on this pump. But before we do that, we're going to have to purge the tank. Now, I've gone ahead and removed my console here. Your console might be different. Mine, I have an aftermarket Advan Black. Most of them are that big clunky chrome thing. But this is going to apply pretty much for any touring motorcycle, road glide, street glide, road king, any touring bike. They all have this same tank with a very similar dash on it. You may have a speedometer on your dash if you're riding a Road King or something like that. So that's why I just skipped that. Once you get the dash off, it's pretty much 2 bolts, one in the front, one in the back. You're going to have some power going to the pump and a vent line. What we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this power line, and we're going to fire the bike up, and we're going to let it run till it quits, and that's going to purge the fuel out of the fuel pump and filter system. There'll still be some residual in there. I will be covering my tank. Somebody gave me some grief when I was doing my headlight video because I didn't cover my fender. I'll be covering the tank. We're going to minimize spill and try to protect the paint a little bit. One other tool you're going to need. Now, you could do this without this, but for $35, you can get one of these. Again, from Amazon, and this is the tool to remove this fuel pump assembly out of the tank. Now, there's some notches in here. Again, I'll zoom in when we get to that step. I mean, you could take a screwdriver and a hammer. You know, I was working on my son's car yesterday. It's a perfect example, you know, the right tool for the job. When you have the right tools, it makes the job go a lot easier. It'll help keep that 10-minute job a 10-minute job instead of becoming a 4-hour job. So $35. I will be changing this filter more often, especially when you guys see what it's going to look like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty nasty. And not a bad investment. This kit that I paid $35 for, it also comes with the rubber seal that goes around the base of the fuel pump housing. So we'll be replacing that as well. So not a bad little piece of kit for $35. So let's get this garage door cracked open, and we're going to disconnect this power to the pump. We're going to purge the tank, and we're going to start getting into this. Okay, so as I mentioned, right here you have a connection. Now, some bikes might be different depending on the year of your bike, but you're basically going to trace this wire down and find the power connection. Now, there is a connection up here on the pump. I'm sure you could disconnect it from there. I'm going to go ahead and just disconnect it from down here to stop the power to the pump. We're going to go ahead and start the bike up. You notice it did not prime. Make sure we're in neutral. We'll fire it up and let it idle until it dies. That's a good sign. I may have already done this. So that tells me that this tank is already purged. So I ran it last night, was getting ready for this video, so we're pretty much good to go there. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and disconnect this vent tube right here. We'll get that out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect up here at the pump and just remove this wiring harness out of my way. All right, so as I previously mentioned, we've got our tank covered up with some shop rags here and just some painter's tape just to keep any, gas dribbles. I've got my gas cap still on. That just keeps, debris from going down in the tank while we're working on it. So we're going to take our tool. Now, like I said, you could take a screwdriver, stick it back here with a hammer, tap on it, and try to break this loose. But, like I said, right tool for the job. This thing just slips on there. You got these notches right on the notch. And just give it a spin. And the retaining ring comes off. Now this is pretty dirty. I think I might just go ahead and wipe this down just to mitigate anything going down in the tank. Of course, we'll have a new filter that'll clean it up, but we'll get any dust that's sitting up there off. And we're going to lift the pump assembly right out. So this takes a little finesse. It's going to kind of come out at an angle as such. And there we go. So you can see here we have like a retaining U-shape clip here that holds this filter housing in place. So we're gonna have to get that out. So I'm just gonna let that rest for right now. Got a little gas dripping over here. And we'll just take a pair of needle nose and see if we can ease this thing out. There's a little clip down here at the base of it. We don't want this to fall down in the tank. So you wanna have a good grip on it. And that clip comes right off. So then we're gonna go ahead and just gingerly disconnect these two pieces. Again, be very careful. Just kind of twist. It pops right out. Some gas is going to run out, so keep it over the opening. Just leave the pump like that. And then inside here, you see you have your old O-ring. We don't want to reuse that. And our old filter. So let's go ahead and pull that out. Oh yeah. So, like I said, Harley recommends 100,000 miles on the change of this. That thing is pretty nasty. I mean, let's compare it to a clean filter. All right, one thing I forgot to show you, is make sure you remove your 50 amp fuse underneath your side panel. That was the whole reason for removing the saddlebag, that side panel. Anytime we're working on electrical, we want to make sure we remove power from the bike. So here's our new filter right here. And this is the one we just pulled out. 60,000 miles. That's what that looks at. So if you want to go the Harley-Davidson route for 25 bucks, I mean, I went the Amazon route for $6 for a replacement filter. That is pretty inexpensive preventative maintenance. I would say the failure mode on this needs to be reevaluated. I don't see that making it to 100,000 miles, and it's not robbing you from performance on your bike. Possible contaminants getting through your fuel system. So pretty cheap little preventative maintenance there. So we're going to go ahead and slip the new filter into the cup. Just like that. Our new O-ring, drop that inside and reconnect the pump. So you got two little tabs here. There's a tab right there, coincides with this little opening on the side of the cup. You push that in place. So I did find if I walked around the other side and I was able to push down on this a little better, I was able to slide the metal clip in place. And then we're just going to push that in. And we're back together again. So metal clip in place, O-rings inserted, everything's good to go. Now on the back side here, you have this gasket, and it stretches so we're able to go right over the wiring and everything. It's got the little grooves, little notches underneath. It's a little channel underneath there. So we're going to insert the new one that came in the kit with the wrench in there. All right, so here's our new one. We'll just slip it over. And then slide it up in that channel. Backside. All right, so now let's get this pump assembly back down in. A little finesse. Make sure our seal's still in the channel. And it rests right in top of there. There's a plastic tab here on top that gives you your orientation. And it's right back down on there. So now we have our locking mechanism that we're going to put back in place. Give this a wipe off. We'll take our tool. I think we got to press down a little bit on it. There we go. And it's a lot back in place. We'll go ahead and hook up our vent hose. Guess I could take my rags off the tank here. And we'll do the electrical connection. Let me get that harness. So now we'll take the electrical plug back onto the pump, back down here, and plug it in its location here. I'll get the camera around there where you can see it. Get this plugged in here. All right, all of our connections are made. So let's get the 50 amp breaker in, see if we can prime this thing up and fire it up. All right, we've got everything pretty much buttoned back up. We're gonna go ahead and put the ignition on. Fuel pump prime. It needed a long prime there. Let's do that again. Okay. Throttle already feels a lot more responsive. So that's it for replacing your dirty ass fuel filter. So take a break from putting LEDs on your bike and fancy, hand guards and all that stuff. Do a little preventative maintenance. I think your bike will thank you in the long run. I think you'll thank you in the long run to keep yourself from getting stuck on the side of the road with some possible fuel system problems. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. I'll put links to the stuff that I used in the description. Again, please, if you haven't subscribed, do so. Give me a like, leave me a comment. As always, that emoji if you don't feel like typing words. Oh, and one last thing. You be careful. You be safe. Always keep your shiny side up. And we'll talk to you next time.